So, if you've watched any videos on Bologna's swordplay, there's a very good chance you've seen this drill before. It's Dall Agocchie's cutting or stepping between the guards, and it's a very commonly practiced drill. But often you just see the video, you just see somebody make the movements. What I want to do now is, because I made the video last Friday on how to generate cut from the hip, how to generate power from the hips. So now here in this video, I want to look at this drill and how what I showed in that video comes back into this drill. So let's start with the first cut, and I'll just go through them each one by one. So first cut, we start here, sword at the hip, and this is, for me, is a little work in progress. I'm not perfect here. This is something I'm working on, I'm improving all the time, but this is where I'm at now. So we cut up with the short edge around, cut to here. We're going to make the cut and step. So we start our cut and we step. And as you can see from here, stepping slightly offline, this allows us to turn our hip to generate that power. That's the first one. So once more, up and here, step. Now the second one, from this position, we go up and down on the other side. So we go up, around, and we're going to cut down diagonally, and at the same time step with our left leg out there. There. So as you can see from here, stepping out and again stepping diagonally allows us to turn our hip again as we step, and also the sideways motion of the step helps generate a little bit more force. So 1, 2, there, you can see that body turn. Then from number 2, we make a cut from the wrist and step behind it, there. So you can see again from our hip at about 45 degrees position here. As we cut, as we step all in line behind our cut, and our hip is turned to a full open position there. Again, giving that power. Then from here, our fourth cut is up and out and to the side there, and this pass with the left foot turns our whole body. So from here, we start to cut, we turn our whole body into it here. So that's the first one. There, 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 and there. Next, we get an upwards cut into Guardia di Alicorno, which is very nice. And from here, we can cut up diagonally and pass forwards, and we turn our whole body into that cut there. So we are basically here and there, there, there. And this is the turn we're making. And this position, it's more withdrawn than I do in a rapier position, but this is the position we see in Vigiani's treatise, for example, and it does give a very good slice on your cut. So from here we make a thrust. As our hip is more or less squared towards the camera, we can power that thrust from the hip there, and we go down into this guard again, and then we get the same pattern backwards. So once more, we go here, we cut up to there, thrust from the hip there and there, and then we can go up and we're going to cut down and pass back, and that turns our hip there. So from here, the pass back to there. Then just from the wrist, and our pass. So you can see how the pass turns the hip behind the cut. There, once more. Then we do the same thing again, stepping out. This one is tricky. As I said before, I'm still working on this drill, I'm still working on perfecting it, and this is the bit that I'm not as certain about yet, that I'm still working on. But from here, we can cut around, and as we step, we can throw this hip forwards, shoulders forwards, and that can generate some force, I think. And then finally, from here, we can step backwards again with a pass, and that turns our hip. So from here, go up, around, gonna cut down, pass back, turn my hip, there. Once more, there. So, putting it all together again. There. So just an idea how that drill, that warm-up drill I showed in my last video, how that builds into this drill. Maybe Friday I'll have time to shoot another video showing how some of those hip movements, those movements powering the blow, also appear in the parries and in the actions with a partner, with an opponent. And we can see how all of that comes together in a more practical form. I hope you enjoyed this video. This was Reinier van Noord, Vechtclub Vrije Duurlisteren en Zijn Bente here in Norway. Good night.